now. What I'm concerned about is in both classes with numbers, well, with number 3 and also with number 4 on the quiz, I saw the same mistake creeping up. I'm not exactly sure why it's happening. There's two possible reasons I'm thinking of in my head, and I want to go back to them and hit the reasoning behind this again so that these mistakes don't repeat themselves. Do you know how on every night's homework I give you a handful of these multi-step equations to do? It's going to be like that the rest of the year. So when I correct these questions now, I think it's extremely important that from this time forward, whether it be on a quiz that you see one of these, or if it be on another homework, that you don't make this same mistake. This is not something that should not be done in any way, shape, or form. We'll get back to this question in just a little bit. So we're not going to go over the whole quiz, but I would appreciate everybody's paying attention this way, even if you did well on the quiz, only because I want you to see what the class is doing. And it's not everybody in the class, but it was probably like, in both classes combined, probably about 10 kids are doing this so far. So I want to fast forward to number 3, where it says 5d minus 3 equals 3d minus 33. Now, look, what I see a lot of people doing is this. I see a lot of people putting plus 3d to both sides. I think you did that. Okay? Take a look down at your paper now, see if you did it. Did you put plus 3d? We're looking at number 3 here. Did you put a plus 3d? Obviously, you got the question right, you didn't do it. Look, what kind of 3D is this? You have to peek in front. What kind of 3D is it, everybody? It's a positive. Are these on the same side or on opposite sides? So you have to do the opposite operation. So you have to do minus 3D. Die. And you get 2D minus 3 is negative 33. And you do the same exact thing here. This says minus 3, what should you do? Plus 3. So in both cases, it's a matter of doing the opposite operation. Here, minus to plus. Now, why I see certain kids writing a plus 3d here, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's because of this minus that follows it, and they think that the 3d might be negative, but we emphasized to constantly peek in front. Don't look after it, always peek in front of it. Leah, did you do this on your quiz today? No? I would say probably 3 or 4 of you in the class did this. Or the other possibility is you might say to yourself, well, it's kind of like same side. You just put all your D's together. But it's not same side because they are on opposite sides of the equal sign. Now, in number 4, I saw a similar sort of thing creep up among a number of kids. First off, everybody distributed, so that looked good. 3x minus 24 equals x plus 4. But then, look at your paper. I saw a number of kids write 4x here. I'm sorry. I saw a number of kids write 4x. I don't understand why. Because this x here is not on the same side as the 3x. Since it's not on the same side, you don't do the same operation. What kind of x is this, everybody? Positive. So you should do minus, and that makes it a 2x, not a 4x. So those were the two mistakes that I found disturbing. As far as number 1 goes, the way you do number 1 is you substitute the value in and you check and see if does it work out to be the same. If you did it completely right, it comes out to 56 equals 57. Obviously that's not true, so the answer is no. Some people did the work and they never wrote an explanation as to whether it was yes or no and why. The answer is no, because 56 does not equal 57. It doesn't check. Since it doesn't check, it can't possibly be the answer. Okay? All right, any questions on that? Okay. Now, let's fast forward to today's lesson. And we're working on these word problems, and today we're going to kick it up a notch, as Emerald would say, BAM! Kick it up a notch. We're gonna just get into 2 numbers in a problem, rather than just 1 number in a problem. So as we do this first do it question, this is your very, it's not typical, but it's like your typical 1 number word problem. Tommy is not sure how many dollars is in his bank account.
I don't know why it says ask. I must have been like a typo and it automatically corrected it to that. Autocorrect, they call it. He asks the Grand Deacon of Dinero to tell him, and the Grand Deacon says, I will give you a hint. If you triple the number of dollars and then add 45 to it, the result is the same as if you multiplied the number of dollars by 8. How much money does Tommy have in his bank account? All right, does anybody care that there's a Grand Deacon of Dinero in this problem? No, neither should I, anybody else. And it's nice to know that he will give us a hint. But it's completely irrelevant. So the first thing I do is I can artistically kill all of that. Now we get to the heart of the matter. If you triple the number of dollars and add 45, how would I write an expression that triples the number of dollars and then adds 45?
3n plus 45.
Nice. So 3n plus 45. And this is, I don't think anybody else teaches this way. I strongly suggest you get in the habit of crossing this out. As you cross it out, it keeps telling you what information you've used. And when you see an area of the word problem without a cross out, then you can use it to help you figure out what to do next. The result is the same as. What is that code for? It's a whole lot of words that means a very short thing. Equals. The result is the same as. That's just like saying equals. If you multiply the number of dollars by 8, how do I write an expression for multiplying the number of dollars by 8? How do I write an expression for multiplying the number of dollars by 8? Someone who hasn't helped me yet. 8n, good. So now I can cross that off. So let's just read what's left. It says, how much money does Tommy have in his bank account? So now it's giving me the directions, it's telling me what to do, okay? Is this a same side situation or an opposite side situation? Everybody? Opposite side. Now, what kind of 3n is that? Positive, so I have to do the opposite, which is minus. Die. 45 equals 5n. So the n's being multiplied by 5, so I'm going to divide by 5. N equals 9. And that's the correct answer. Okay? Any questions? Yes?
I plugged in 9 for the variable
Mm-hmm.
to get how much money is in his account, or is it?
Well, it says here, if he tripled the number of dollars and then added 45, so we let n be that number of dollars. So when I got right to 9, that's the number of dollars. Okay? All of the rest of the stuff is just hints as to how to figure out the 9. Okay? Sometimes you have to do what you just said, and I think we will get to one of those in a couple of minutes. Any questions? All right. What were you doing yesterday? Staying home, getting extra sleep?
No, I had to watch my dad.
You have to watch your dad.
Yeah, he had.
That's a little role reversal.
He had gout in his knee,
Okay.
and he didn't want to go home.
Feel bad for dad. Okay, one number is 5 more than another number. The sum of the two numbers is 25. Do you notice anything different about this problem compared to all the other word problems we've been doing so far? Mr. Middledorf?
It doesn't have the useless information.
Oh, okay, there we go. Most problems don't, but that is one observation. It doesn't have the useless information about the Grand Deacon of Dinero. What else do you notice about this? There's a really big thing in this problem that so many kids miss. Go ahead.
Find those numbers.
Yeah, how many numbers are in the problem? 2. Now, up until now, every problem we've always done has had only one number in it. How much money did Tommy have in the bank? A number is multiplied by 2 and then you add 5, etc. This is different. This is 2 problems, 2 numbers. So what I strongly suggest you do, anytime you get 2 numbers, is draw a chart. And I'm going to write one number and the other number in street slang there. So I have one number and I have the other number. Everybody take a second, draw up a little chart like that, a little table. And the reason we do this is it allows us to organize our thoughts.
Now, I'm going to let the first number be a variable. It could be X, it could be N, it could be whatever you want. I'm gonna go with X on this one. If you went with N, that's fine, it doesn't make a difference. But what do we know about the other number compared to the first number? There is something written up there right away that tells us about it. Leah?
It's 5 more than another number.
That's right. So how do I write more than? What operation is that? Addition. So it's 5 more than the other number. So I can cross that out. I've used up all of that information. Okay? Well, the great thing about this cross-out practice or habit is now I just read what's left. The sum of the two numbers is 25. What does this mean, the sum of the two numbers? What? I think you're saying equals. There is an equals in there, but sum means more than just equals. The sum of the two numbers is 25. What are we going to get here? Leah, I appreciate it, but you've been rocking this class. I think everybody else is asleep. Help me out here. Hey, head the game here, Miss Cortese. Get rid of that, right? That's not rid of enough. Completely, if I see it again, I'm going to take it, right? Now, talk to me. Sum. What operation is sum? Everybody. All right, what am I adding in this? The sum of the? Hi! Well, that's the two numbers. Oh, my shoulder. Can I invent? My shoulder just like pinched, and then I went like this, and it went, it's just shot. Anyway, okay. The sum of the two numbers I got to add. What do I have to add? I have to add the two numbers. Well, where be the two numbers?
It's one number.
Yeah, it's the one number and the other number. What's the first number? X. What's the other number?
X.
X plus 5. I don't have enough of a street sound to me, do I? Other number. Other number. It's like you got a cow. You don't get that? One person gets it? What? Did you say what's a cow?
Oh, like,
You know cows, right? What are cows famous for giving us? Milk. And the udder is the big thing that the milk gets stored up in. You get it? Udder number? Oh, so sad. All right. The sum of the two numbers is... What is it? 25. Bingo! Bam-o! That's what I love about crossing it out. Now read what it says. What does it say? No, over there in the directions. Find both numbers. That means I've used everything. All right. Is this Gabby? How are you, Gab? Doing all right? Okay. Is this the same side situation or an opposite side situation? Sweet. What's one X and another X? 2X. Nice. 2X plus 5 is 25. When we first saw this with two numbers, you probably felt like, oh my God, two numbers. I'm having a hard enough time with one number in the problem. Now you're giving me two? Yo, man, what's up with that? But now as we take a look at this, we're saying, ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. You ever watch the Rocky movies? You've never seen the Rocky movies? Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch. You're an American. You have to watch the Rocky movies. It's like Horatio Alger. So.
The Rocky movie.
Oh Lord. Yeah, he comes from Philadelphia. Sylvester Stallone stars as Rocky Balboa. Yo, Adrian, I did it. You don't know any of that? You have never heard that?
no.
Oh my God. What is happening to the future of this country? We're doomed. We're just doomed.
If you don't have Rocky charging up the steps and then running and punching away at the sides of the cows hanging in the, you know what I'm talking about? Could somebody please affirm what we're talking about? Oh my Lord. You sit home and you tweet. And you do Facebook.
I don't.
You play video games.
Yes, I do that. And
So
I watch
sad.
TV.
You gotta see the Rocky. Rocky movies
It's
are
not on
classic.
Netflix, so I don't know.
Oh, it probably is. It's an old movie. The first one came out when I was in middle, well, I might have been in high school. Yeah, I think I was in 10th grade when it came out. Summer of 10th and 11th grade. Rocky got everybody inspired. The scene where he drinks raw eggs, I was drinking raw eggs for a month. Crack 3 of them, put them in a glass, drink them. That's like
Oh, my
one
grandfather
giant
would do
booger.
that.
Yeah, you feel it go down. It's like a huge booger. It's like a honking big. It just never ends. Gotta be like Rocky. Gotta be the world champ. All right. Find both numbers. Minus the 5, minus the 5. 2x is 20. Oh, the reason I said ain't so bad is there's a very famous scene. Rocky goes up against this guy, Apollo Creed, who's the world champion. Rocky's like a nobody. And he loses the first bout, but then they have a rebound in Rocky 2 and he wins. And there's like, I don't know, 99, 98 Rocky movies. There's so many of them. And there's a point where he's getting beat up by the world champ, and the world champ's punching him. And Rocky just looks at him and goes, ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. And sometimes we look at these word problems and we expect them to be so painful. We expect them to be like, oh God, no, I don't want to do it. Oh God. Like when the doctor comes up at you with the needle. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you done? It's over already? Right? You know what I'm talking about? So it's kind of like that with this, you know? It's like you think it's going to be the end of the world and you know, your brain's going to fry and you're going to like go into like some vegetative coma and you're going to be stuck in an adult home the rest of your life. And the truth of the matter is it ain't so bad. It really isn't so bad. And then after Rocky gets beat up a little bit and he goes, ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Then Rocky starts beating him and you hear the music coming on. You gotta see this movie. It's like classic. Burgess Meredith. Oh God, I can't believe you didn't see the Rocky movie. Not at all. Rocky doesn't put his head down. Rocky holds his head up high. Annabella, you gotta be like Rocky.
I'm exhausted.
Suck it up. That's not sucking it up. No, I'm serious. Pick that head up. Let's go. Come on, if you can doodle before, you can do this. See, if I said to her, you can doodle Rocky, you can doodle right now, she'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a doodling, I'm a doodling, I'm a doodling. Look at, Mr. Lincoln, look at my doodle. This is a great picture. And now I'm like 2 minutes, she's like, oh, I'm so tired. You were not falling asleep when you were doodling. You were all over the doodle.
That's because I ate just before.
Oh, stop! It's because you weren't bored. That's why it was. All right, ready? All right, we went through that. Here we go. One number is, so we don't get her bored here. We keep her awake. Dad, read.
One number is 9 more than another number. The sum of the numbers is 19. Find the smaller number.
See, I could change this slightly, and I would have if I'd have thought through. I'd have said, one rabbit has 9 more rabbits than another rabbit. The sum of the rabbits is 19. Find the smaller number of rabbits. Anyway, you know what I mean? Do it. Make sure you start with a table, right? Start with that table. And just to put you in the mood to get this right, I'll start with some music.
What's another old movie that you know?
Oh, I know a lot of them. We get this done, but there are some classics. You guys see why I teach math and not chorus, right?
It's not every day I see a young lady with 51 written on her hand.
Robert's like combination.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I thought it was like, oh, my lucky number for today, I think I'll put 51 down. Another couple of seconds. Who says math can't be fun? They obviously don't know anything about math. You know, tomorrow, I'm showing you the clip of Rocky running up the stairs. You know that's coming, right? And I'll show the fish fight.
No, Kevin Hart.
It was on a commercial recently, that's right. All right, I don't know what the first number is, so I'm gonna call it X. What's the second number? Talk to me. X plus 9. That's the other number. That's funny. I used it. Cross it off. Da! Da! The sum of the numbers is 19. Talk to me. Sum of numbers is 19. Let's see. What do I get out of that? Plus what?
Should I say the
Yeah.
X plus 9?
And X, right? And the sum of the numbers is what?
Equals 9.
Equals 19. Same side, opposite side? Did you notice how a lot of times with word problems, the actual equations are easier? Right? It's the setup and writing the equation that's the difficult part. But if you can do that, solving them, piece of cake. Die. 2x is equal to 10 divided by 2. X is 5. And by the way, it's not only a piece of cake, it's a piece of carrot cake. Doesn't get better than carrot cake. Except in a future math problem that we're gonna do in class, Shania Twain bakes me cookies. You'll see. You don't even know who Shania Twain is, do you? You have so much in life. Okay. 5, and then 5 plus 9 is? What's 5 plus 9? 14. And just to check it, by the way, does 5 and 14 add up to 19? Sweet. Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to introduce you to who Rocky is. I can't believe you have made it this far in life without knowing who Rocky is. We need to get a little bit better at that. How would you not know? Rocky Balboa is